everybody, thanks for stopping by. Today's video we're going to be having a look at the new light bar that I've got on the front of the Pajero, sent out to me by AuxBeam. This is their new 5D Pro series of light bar, which matches up really nicely with the driving lights that we put on. If you want to have a look at that review, up there in that corner. Now I love this light and it makes an awesome combination with the driving lights that we've already got on the front of the car. It's not perfect though, and we'll talk about that shortly. Now we better just rattle off some stats as well. For the 32 inch, now these come in anywhere from a 12 to 52 inch light bar. So you can have 12, 22, 32, 42, 52 being the big daddy. This one comes in, currently they've got a sale on for $210, which is 20% off sale. So if you jump online, you'll see they've got a 20% off sale on at the moment. And if you're checking out AuxBeam stuff, quite often they'll have site-wide sales, certainly for specific lights. So all of these are 20% off at the moment. It says 1 lux on this at 718 meters. Now, when I was driving and testing this out, I actually would have suggested that this goes further than that. So I've never had any issues with the statistics as far as light throw AuxBeam list against their products or put on their website. We certainly know that some Chinese companies have an ability to over-exaggerate the performance of their products, but I've found with the specs and stuff listed on AuxBeam's websites versus what I've seen from their products, I find it to be pretty genuine. So they're saying 718 meters for 1 lux on this. I would have said it was further than that. Had they said a kilometer, I wouldn't have had any issues believing that. So 718 meters, I reckon it's pretty much in line with the testing that we did. I think I was projecting just ever so slightly more than that. I think I was saying 800 to 900 meters. So 718, that's pretty much bang on, I think. As far as the lumens go, the light output on the 32, it was 33,000 lumens supposedly. I've got no way to measure that, can't tell you one way or the other. Standing in front of it, it was bright, also I can tell you. They tend to be pretty close in line with what their measurement is. So if you're looking at the 22 inch, I think that was actually 22,000 lumens. The 32, 33,000 lumens. The 42 inch, 44,000 lumens. And the 52 was 55,000 lumens. As far as the projectors that's in the front, the 12 and the 22 both have 2 of the projectors in the front. The 32 has 3, 42 has 4, 52 has 5. So from a cost perspective, it's going to be higher than the cheapies you're going to get on eBay. So consider this to be sort of a medium range type product, but you're buying from a known brand name. AuxBeam's been around for quite a while now, but everything that I've read online that they list about their products has been honest and genuine. And I mean, that's all I can tell you. So it's time to get stuck in and have a look how we're going to mount this. So we're just going to remove the old one first. So I'm not going to worry about running the new harness. Look, I've got so many wires and stuff running through that firewall. I've pretty much run out of space. Just don't think I've got room. And then obviously to track that back through and pull the back of the dash off to get to the factory type switches that we've got fitted from AOB. Highly recommend those AOB switches if you're looking for factory looking switches for your Pajero. And then jump on AOB and have a look there. I'm going to need to take the grill off. And this is just the ARB commercial bar, so no fog lights or anything like that. Pretty keen to check out the projector aspect of the new light bar. I'm really keen to see how that works. I like a lot of throw down the road. I like the spread from the light bar, which is nice, you know, nice even spread. And this one's been really good. This gives you almost like 170, 180 degrees. I've had this light bar for quite a while, and when I change over this one, I really notice the amount of spread. So I really like this light bar. 100 odd bucks, 110 bucks or something from Sunny. Chances are they don't make them anymore. And it's amazing how much LED lights and stuff have changed over the years. Now the reason it's been so long between videos is we've had nothing but rain here in New South Wales, Australia, which is where I am. We've had flooding and all sorts of stuff around. So for those of you in the general area would know, we've just had months and months of rain. Can't go camping because roads have washed away for access points to where I would normally go camping. And last time I went up there, before we had a lot of rain, we just got covered in leeches. So for those amongst you who want to know what 10 inches looks like, that is going to be roughly the difference between a 22 and a 32. This is a lot more solid, obviously, a lot more weight in the AuxBeam one, but obviously it is a bigger light. But I would say it almost feels like it weighs twice as much as this one. From a light bar perspective, they're all very similar as the case designs. Some are more rounded, some are flatter, some are more square. What I do like is the fact that the end mounting points here, if you're going to use those brackets to mount it, looks to be one piece, one cast piece maybe, or machine piece, I'm not entirely sure. Just those end caps that go on. The one challenge here is power cord is coming out of the left hand side. That's if I want to keep the AuxBeam in the upright position, which I would like to. If you can see, it's basically the length of the light. You've probably got a couple of feet's worth, maybe 60 centimeters worth of cord on this end. Now it doesn't matter whether you need to put the Deutsch plug on the outside, so if that's exposed to the weather, it doesn't matter, they are a waterproof seal, but I would like to have it behind the grill, basically. So if you've got a set of these AuxBeam driving lights, and the perspex seems to be, I guess, of similar thickness, just from the old tap test. We've got a number of different mounting brackets. These are the ones that would go on the end, if you wanted to do it that way. We've got another plastic bag that has, I guess these are the ones we're going to use. They look like they're an adjustable mounting point. They're going to fit on there, something along those lines. All the bolts look nice, they all look to be stainless steel, etc. But I have seen with a number of different Chinese companies that supply mounting bolts, etc., where they say stainless steel and within a few weeks they're starting to rust. And I'll give you a look at the one on the bottom of the AuxBeam driving light that I've just had a look at, covered in rust. So expect these to be very similar. All of the other mounting bolts on the side of the lights seem to be better quality. They don't seem to have got any rust on them. So this is the bottom of our light. You'll see we've got an extra cutout here. And those are going to just drop in and slide along like that. 3mm Allen key. Just going to screw those in a little bit. I need to position those sliders where they need to go, tighten up those grub screws, and then sort of drop it on this plate, and then I don't have access to those grub screws for adjustment. The brackets that they're showing in the manual for the bottom mount aren't the brackets that are supplied with the kit. We'll have to wing it. As far as the bracket goes, you can see there is a hex hole in the top for your bolt. So as far as the bottom mounting kit, so you get two of these things. So these are the adapters, if you will, that allow you to adjust it, etc. Look, something along those lines. You get two standard bolts, the bolt heads, and you get two of the Allen key types. So while we're doing this, how's your day going? What's been going on in your life? Anything interesting? Now, if it didn't make it to the intro, AuxBeam did also send out a set of their rock lights. Now, I've never really considered rock lights on the Pajero because I do a lot of night driving, so they're not rock crawling. So what I need you guys to do is just have a think and just give me an idea what I should do with the rock lights, whether I should put them up top. Do you want to see just a typical rock light install, like putting it under the guards and stuff like that, because they're an RGB setup? Would you prefer me to try and get a little bit creative and put them in behind the grill and places like that? I guess that's what I'm leaning towards. Look, based on the performance of the AuxBeam driving lights that we've got there, the 9 inches, they've been outstanding, they've been excellent. They haven't seen a heap of use. Ultimately, as far as the follow-up goes, the 9-inch driving lights, perfect, still doing their thing. So if you have a look at the review, I'll put a card up there. I stand by it, and they're still doing what they were doing the day they were installed. So just stepping back to make sure that we are square. And I think you can see that similar to what we had with the driving lights. You can see the yellow reflection of all the LEDs in each of the lenses. Can you see that? I love that. Even with these off, coming down the road with this sets of lights on the front, this is going to look shit hot. I think anyway. You can see we've obviously got a fair amount of adjustment in that to get it just where we need it, and now that we've got those brackets around that way, we're going to be able to reach our adjustment bolts and make an adjustment as required. So what we might do is plug it in to see whether it works. What do you think? I can tell it's definitely working because it's daylight and I'm still seeing the difference when I put that on. Jesus Christ. Wow. Okay. This is uncomfortable to stand in front of with that, and that's tilted up. I can feel heat from here. This is, Jesus Christ, this is unbelievable. I can't see anything at this point. Yeah, okay, that's crazy. That's crazy in a good way. I can't see anything. If I close my eyes, all I can see is LED light bar. All I can see from here is I guess the spread outside. I can't see I can see a very dim light if I look at the projector lenses, because we have got it tilted up, which means that they're not doing the spread, which is good. We want them to be focusing straight down the middle. So yeah, but I can see the light from the spread LEDs. But again, I've got this pointed up the sky. This is going to be absolutely freaking ridiculous, pointed straight at me. I reckon I can even feel heat from it here, you know. This is crazy. I can't wait to get this on and try it at night. I am going to, for the rest of the video, avoid looking at it. I've stood in front of other cars, mates' cars and stuff like that, and you know, you go and look at their LED lights and stuff like that, and everybody has to walk around the front, go stand and have a look from the front. I've never experienced that before. I've never had, don't get me wrong, you stand in front and you go, oh yeah, they're bright mate, yeah, they're pretty good. And sometimes you get dazzled and stuff like that, depending on where you stand. But even not having that directed at me, like still pointed up towards the sky a little bit, as you can see it's in its rearmost position. I've never had a light dazzle me like that before. I'm a bit lost for words, to be honest. And that's not like me. Okay, so from a testing perspective, we'll have to take it for a drive. Everything else up to this point doesn't matter if they don't perform. Just based on what I can see coming from behind me, I don't think we've got any issues with that. Looking for the holy grail of just lights, whether it be driving lights, light beams, or whatever, light bars or whatever. I know it sounds weird, but I do like simplicity on my vehicle to a point where I'd like the minimal amount of lights doing the most amount of job, you know. I want that long throw, but I want the nice spread as well. AuxBeam 9-inch that we've got on there, they do a pretty good job of that. They've got definitely the throw from that focus beam, and they do a nice spread, but not quite as wide as that previous light bar was doing. I'm really hoping that this light bar has the spread, which should be its main game, but because we've got those three projector lights in there, I'm looking for it to do that throw down the road as well. Alright, I've just had that running for a little bit, and there is a bit of heat. The driving lights aren't hot, but the light bar's got quite a bit of heat coming out of that. Not uncomfortably so, but she certainly produces some heat, so that's interesting. Ultimately, I'll see you really, really soon. We're going to take this for a drive tonight. But I don't think you can see the front of that car with all those lights on in that camera. I mean, I think that's throwing that. If we turn it just off to the side, it's not really helping, is it? So I've disconnected the Wi-Fi up here. We can now go down to our application and connect to our camera. So I'm actually going to get an idea of what you're seeing. This is with the main camera. This is what you're seeing with the dash camera. So I guess they're comparable a little bit. It's probably, I'd say it's darker in the dash cam. So just keep that in mind. It is a bit brighter with the normal camera, so we'll see how we go. While we're here, we'll just do some quick shots with the normal camera. So that's low beam, high beam, driving lights. So you can see they've got a definite center spot right there on the boat. Turn them off. Light bar, again, definite center spot. So for now, all the footage you're going to see going to be from the dash camera. And I love this camera. I've been able to log into Wi-Fi and be able to see this on my dash. Okay, so I think you can see the fog. So we've got our fog lights. I don't get to use them too often. I'm always happy when I do. I just need to go back because I know that in my other videos I actually start my comparison from around about here somewhere. So we're on high beam there. That's our driving lights with a spot. This is excellent, the fog. You can see the spot beam there. And this is the light bar. Oh, look at that spot. Straight up the guts. It's just, wow. Okay. There's definitely an exaggerated spot on these, and this fog is absolutely brilliant for testing these. Have a go at that. That's just that is just coating that road with light. It's like the yellow brick road straight up. Just going to put on the, switch that off, low beam. Just going to put the other camera on as well so you can see this. Hopefully it's doing it justice. So right, so that's low beam, high beam. This is going to be the normal spots. So that's the normal spots there. Oh, sorry, that's the normal spots there. Turn those off, and light bar. I hope this is going to turn out on the camera the way it does here, but just, you can see this massive light straight down the middle of the road. Spots, light bar. As you can see, it's just that much wider, but combined that is ridiculous. Beam, driving lights, high beam, light bar. Okay, so it's definitely got a reasonable spread. I think just seeing the majority of that spread, it does come back a bit further than it appears to be on the camera. Spread's not quite as wide as I would like it. Low beam, high beam, driving lights, light bar. So I'm actually thinking that it looks like the driving lights have actually got more spread than the light bar. So if we go high beam, light bar, still closer to the vehicle, driving lights, so they're almost doing the opposite job. Yeah, the driving lights are definitely doing more of a spread job. Turn those off. We'll just stay with the light bar for now, just for this purpose of testing, so we can compare the footage. Low beam, high beam, light bar, high beam, driving lights. So that's all the fruit there. And you can see that massive focus spot out the front. That's driving lights. Get rid of the driving lights and just go with the light bar. So they've both got their spot, which is absolutely brilliant. That's the highlight of both of this style of lights, is that center spot, and I love that on both of them. That's back on the light bar. It's got a car over there and sitting in the dark. Anyway, it'll be right. So we've got, so that's high beam up there, high beam and light bar, high beam and driving lights. So I just try not to blind this guy over here sitting in the car. Don't know whether they're having a shag, but anyway. But you can see that spot up the tree. So this is just light bar. And you can see if we put on the driving lights, they definitely, yeah, the light bar definitely isn't as wide. Well, I wouldn't say it's not as wide, because there's certainly light there from the light bar, but it's just not as bright. And I think you can see there's that sign right in front. We're getting pretty close to it now, but that's the light bar. Yeah, okay, there's our reflection right there. So as soon as that hot spot from that light bar hits those hits that signage, comes straight back at you. But for the most part, it seems to be an even spread. Where if we put on the driving lights, yeah, the spot on the driving lights seems to be taller. Whether it's just adjusted differently, I don't know. This is, I guess, a normal size road. Probably be a little bit wider if we're on a country road. But that's certainly, you know, lighting everything up in front off the side. I just got used to the extra width of that other one. It was really, really wide, and I really liked it. See that spot out the front of the trees there? I'll go with the driving light. So the spot on the driving lights doesn't seem quite as focused as the light bar. That's the light bar. And you can see how much of an edge is on it. And to be honest, I think I prefer the spot on the driving lights. I like the focus on the light bar, but it'd be nice if it was I suppose I'd take a softer light, less focused, is what I'm trying to say. That spot doesn't end up where you need it a great deal until you're on sort of a flat section of road. So I think that's going to require a little bit more adjustment. I think I would like it a little bit lower, but I'll need to test it on a flat road. Look at that, just lighten up that whole tunnel. And that's just the light bar there.
Back here again, and to wrap it up, the AuxBeam 5D Pro light bar, 33-inch version that we've got here, 33,000 lumens, whatever the case may be. And obviously that comes down to the projector aspect of the light. I think they've missed the opportunity to make it a do-all light. It's pretty bloody close. It's 95% there. For me, I love a really, really wide spread on my light bar. They've gotten close, but again, it's not perfect. The previous light bar they had on this was about 170 degrees, and it stood up to that. You could pretty much see the light almost out the side of the vehicle. Basically from the front of the vehicle out the side, you could see the light. This is probably closer, and I'll put it up on the screen there. I'd say this is something like 150, yeah, probably 150. I'd probably say it's more of a narrow beam, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but definitely here in Australia, driving on country roads due to animal hits, that's why we've got the bull bars and stuff. As much light out the side is really a good thing. If they sorted out this mounting system, it's good, it's different. I haven't seen it done like this before. It's nice and solid, but it's just a bit of a pain in the backside depending on how you're going to mount it. Like, you just get that spread just that little bit wider, another 10, 15 degrees or something along those lines. For me, it would be the perfect light. Your mileage may vary, of course. You might not like that. You might be happy with just throwing all the light down the road. So, standard light bar, use case scenario, put on your 4-wheel drives, wherever the case may be. The one thing that I think these would really shine is if you grabbed like one of those little 22-inch versions and you had a sedan, you didn't want to put some big driving lights on your sedan, you want to get one of those little, number plate mounts and stick it on the front here. You get your throw, you'd have your 2 projector lenses, and then you get a bit of spread from the little 22-inch across the road. I reckon that'd be an awesome addition to a sedan. Again, as always with my reviews, I'm not trying to sell you anything. Don't care whether you buy it or not. Now, if you've watched my reviews and you see that generally as a rule, I'm positive about everything. The reason that happens is if I get something that I'm not happy about or that I don't have a good experience with, you don't see the review. I only review things that I'm happy about. The other thing you need to know about me, other than affiliate eBay and Amazon links, if I put something down there, it'll be an affiliate and I'll get a kickback off Amazon or eBay, something along those lines. But like this, like AuxBeam and your Blue Eddy and the other products that I've reviewed, they all have affiliate programs where if you provide a link to their website in their format, not like I've done down below, they will give you a kicker. So you'll get a commission, 3%, 5%, something along those lines. Just to let you guys know, I don't subscribe to those affiliate programs. So I get the product for free, but I don't ever try and push people to their websites to make money on my behalf. That might change in the future, never say never. But at this stage, whilst the link will take you to the AuxBeam website, it's not going to take you to the specific product, it's not going to be an affiliate link, it's just going to be a link to their website. So go and feel free to click on it, go and have a look. I'm not getting anything from it. There you go. Alright, thanks very much for stopping by. We'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.